Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video where we'll discuss whether you should still pull for Aventurine in the next half. Aventurine is one of the premier sustainers that we have, considering there are only two limited preservation characters in the game. It is because the team sustainer is normally divided into two categories, healer and a shielder. Aventurine is by far the best shield in the game. Aventurine negates all the issues that Jeopard had as a shielder. For starters, Aventurine shields with his skill, unlike Jeopard who needs the ult. Because Jeopard relies on his ult, you want energy recharge on him. You also want speed boots because the faster you go, the faster you will get energy for your ultimate. You also need effect resistance for your sustainer. One of the worst feelings when you are doing a run is your sustainer gets CC'd and you can't use the shield or heals and your DPS dies. So if you give Jeopard speed boots and ER rope with good effect rest subs, you won't have enough defense. That means your shield is basically useless. With Aventurine, however, you don't have any of these issues. With his shield, you not only get 50 effect resistance gifted for Aventurine, you also get 50 effect resistance for the entire team. And also, having speed is nice and all, but if you want, you can just go all defense. Your shield will still keep up easily with the enemies, because his follow-up attacks also gives a mini shield. So, Aventurine is the best shielder, but is he the best sustainer in the game? Nowadays, when your sustainer is only sustaining, it is not valuable enough. They also have to provide value in other ways. That's why when you look at the best teams going around, Luocha is not there anymore, even though he is still one of the best healers in the game. Now let's see what all the 5-star sustainers offer to the team other than just sustain. Luocha can remove one buff from all the enemies with his ult. This looks weak now, but it was very important back in 1.1 because the Mara struck general and his immortality bullshit. If you played back in the day, you would know. Fushan, on the other hand, gives an HP buff and gives 12 crit rate. Huohuo gives an attack buff, constant cleansing and energy recharge. Aventurine gives more crit damage on one enemy and effect resistance. And he will do decent chip damage as well, because he gets almost 50 crit rate passively. Lingsha gives break vulnerability, constant cleansing and very good damage in break teams. So, considering all they provide to the team, the two best sustainers in the game are Aventurine and Lingsha. So let's try to compare Lingsha and Aventurine head to head. This is obviously very nuanced and depends heavily on the characters you have on your account and the archetypes you want to play. Break teams, follow-up teams, hypercarry teams, dot, etc. In the follow-up team, which I would say Aventurine's best team, Lingsha is not completely useless because Lingsha also has follow-up attacks. But her break vulnerability is completely wasted. So if you like that team or any crit based teams, Aventurine will be the choice for you. If the enemy is very aggressive, like for example Hule, because Hule and his buddies can attack like 10 times consecutively. If you have Lingsha, you might just die. But with Aventurine, the more you get hit, the more follow-up attacks you would do. So you will still keep up with your shield. But it doesn't mean Lingsha is bad by any means, because Lingsha's best team is a break team. When you break enemies, you push them back. Almost every break team uses Run Mei as well. That means when the enemies wake up, they get pushed back again. So you don't have to worry about enemies being aggressive. But if you compare the improvement each sustainer gives to their best team, Aventurine to the Fair Shot Topaz Robin team and Lingsha to the Firefly team, Lingsha will improve your team DPS by a very large amount. Not because she buffs Firefly, but rather she does so much damage herself, it is actually laughable. But one downside to Lingsha is that there is already a very good 4-star sustainer for her teams, Gallagher. Even though she performs better than Gallagher, Gallagher is not that far behind. But anyways, you need two teams in this game, and if you end up with Lingsha and Aventurine, you will be set for a very long time. I personally have both Aventurine and Lingsha and I play them every single time. I am perfectly happy that I got them. If I had to pick one of them for my account, I would get Aventurine again because I personally value him a bit more because he is so comfy to play and you don't have to think a lot with him. And also because then I can still play Gallagher in my other team, in my break team. Yeah, anyways, that's that. If you are pulling for Aventurine, I wish you all the best. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.